Howdy, Clayton. My name is Michael Welsh. I'm a junior petroleum engineering student here at Texas A&M, and I was recently involved in the modern music research team, along with Reed Tabor, who is the current singing cadet, Cecile Savoy, and Abby Sink. We wrote a recommendation report called Expanding the Singing Cadet Repertoire. Can adding modern songs attract a younger audience? To provide some background for this recommendation report, as you know, the Singing Cadets are one of the oldest student organizations at Texas A&M University. The choir prides themselves on their traditions and repetition of songs that have been performed for 125 years. Their audience has become primarily older people with a lack of attendance by college students. Therefore, the goal of this research project was to determine if a change in the current Singing Cadets repertoire would increase the attendance of younger audience members. In order to write this report, we conducted three main research tasks. This consisted of 1. Gathering singing cadets' opinions, 2. Sampling students' music preferences, and 3. Collecting input from the president of the singing cadets. For the first task, we sent out a survey to the singing cadets. Unfortunately, only 7 cadets responded, but it gave us a pretty good idea about how the cadets felt about the audience size and what they could do better to increase it. When singing cadets were asked the question, do you think changing the repertoire would attract a younger and larger audience? 71% responded yes. As you can see from this chart, when they were asked how would you feel about adding more modern songs to our repertoire, they all responded at least a 6 on a scale of 1 out of 10. When they were asked what genre they would be most interested in expanding to, the most popular genres were classic oldies and medleys. The second task was another survey, this time to college students who were not a member of the Singing Cadets. When students were asked, have you heard of the Singing Cadets? About 60% had and 40% had not. When students were asked if they would be interested in going to a Singing Cadets performance, only 32% said yes, while 42% said maybe, and 26% said no. One of the most important questions we asked students was, what genre of music would you like to hear the Singing Cadets perform? Select all that apply. By a long shot, classic oldies was one of the most popular genres, followed by R&B and today's hits, which is pop music. Another question we asked the students on the survey was what artists they had seen perform at concerts in the past 5 years. We then found the genre that each artist represented and made it into this graphic right here. The most popular genre was rock, and this ranged from anything from classic rock and roll to alternative heavy metal, so it was a huge range of different types of rock music. The second largest genre was rap, and the third largest was country. The last question we asked the students was, if the singing cadets were performing the genres you selected in either of the previous 2 questions, would you be more likely to attend a performance? As you can see, 61% responded yes. As you can see from these 2 graphs, if the singing cadets were performing a genre that students liked, there would be a huge increase in attendance. In fact, there was a 36% increase in yes answers to the question. The third task was a brief interview with yourself. Since you are the president of the organization, you were able to give us good opinions about the feasibility of doing any changes to the repertoire. Some key takeaways from our interview were that you do recognize the lack of younger audience members at concerts, you would be willing to change the repertoire, you did not expect much pushback if most traditional songs were kept, you are open to new modern medleys, and that R&B and rap would not be feasible genres for the singing cadets to perform. That is unfortunate because R&B and rap were one of the most popular genres for students, but it does make sense that singing cadets would not be able to perform this because it's not in their singing style. Based on the results of this research, we were able to draw 2 recommendations. The 2 recommendations that we propose are, first, a student concert. The singing cadets should perform a student concert on campus targeted towards members of the student body. This would include a lot of different genres that are popular with students. It would help increase the singing cadets fan base. The second recommendation is adding 1 or 2 songs to the current repertoire. Based on the surveys that we sent out, classic oldies would be one of the most popular genres that should be added to the repertoire. This could include medleys by the Beach Boys or the Beatles. Thank you for taking the time today to hear our recommendations. If you're interested in the full research, you can find it in the report.